Hello, friends, and welcome back to Stories About Entitled People. We kick off today's video with a tale of Karen's package pickup scheme, featuring a retail shift supervisor who discovers that one customer's been using their store unauthorized as a personal package locker. But before we begin, best way to support our channel is to leave comments, like, and subscribe with a turned-on bell so you don't miss the new video every single day. Here we go. Karen thinks DC pickup location equals Amazon storage unit. Some background. I'm a shift supervisor for a retail drugstore chain. One service our store offers is pickup and drop-off for one of those package delivery companies, DC. If a package has an age-restricted item, it's usually dropped at our store. So are packages where the recipient wasn't home for a few days. Sometimes customers ask for their package to be rerouted to our store so porch pirates can't get to them. We strongly emphasize that we are only associated with DC, not any of its competitors, and due to us being third party, we have a very limited service and a lot of restrictions. Whenever a package is picked up or dropped off, we must scan into DC's system. A few weeks ago, we received 2 packages addressed to our DC service. However, they weren't scanning. We first brushed it off as a glitch. We noted it had the same name, Karen. Karen came and got her packages. I got suspicious when a third package came, but it was delivered by Amazon. Due to it being the rush hour, I just took the package. 2 weeks ago, an employee received the mail from the post office, and along with the store's mail, there was a package for Karen addressed to our DC service. Employee showed me the package an hour later. I attempted to scan it in to no avail. I showed it to my store manager. Store manager said if a package does not scan, to give it back to the delivery person and to let employees know that only management will take mail and deliveries from now on. Well, last week we got our answer to the mysterious Karen packages. I'm working a late shift when I get a call. Customer: Hi, I had a package delivered 2 days ago to your store. I have another package being delivered tomorrow. However, I won't be able to come get them for another few days. Will you hold it until then? Me, thinking she's talking about DC. DC has us hold packages on site for at least a week. Longer if we ask. Customer: It's not from DC. Me: We're a third-party pickup and drop-off site for DC. We only accept packages from DC. Customer: Can you check if my package is there? My name is Karen. Everything clicked. Me: Actually, we're no longer accepting your packages. They do not scan. If they do not, they will be given back to the delivery person. Karen: I was told I could store my packages at your place. Me: We're a third-party DC location. We only accept and store packages for DC. This went back and forth for a while. I told her at least 3 times we're a third-party pickup and drop-off site for DC. I did check for her packages. None were here. I informed Karen of that. Karen: So how do I get my packages? Me: You'll have to contact the delivery company. Karen hung up, and I sent a bulk text out to all of management stating the mystery of the Karen packages has been solved. She's using our DC service for her personal package storage and did not receive any, and to make sure employees don't receive any. I had the next 2 days off. However, when I returned, my colleagues had a crazy story to tell. Karen had come in looking for her packages, claiming that I, specifically mentioning my name, stated she could and that I could print out a DC label for her. She even described me as a white woman, which almost caused one employee to burst out laughing. For the record, I'm an Oriental Asian woman. One look at me and it's unmistakable. I was born and raised in the USA, so I speak perfect English with no accents. I do have an American first name, which is used at work. My last name's also American sounding due to marriage, however, it's seldom used with customers. My colleagues also know I don't take crap from anybody, and I'm a pretty strict follower of the rules and can be quite tough when others don't follow them. Pretty much I would have never made a promise that to Karen. It got so bad that my store manager had to get involved. He tells Karen the same thing I told her. Somewhere in the conversation, Karen mentioned a friend or something online telling her to do this so her packages won't get stolen. We reported Karen to our district manager and to all the other stores in the area. It's been a week, and so far no more packages addressed to Karen have come in. Let's hope it stays that way. Let's hope her little stunt taught her something. But knowing Karen's, she's probably still out there staring down a Walgreens muttering, "It's a community service," with a box of protein powder under one arm. And our second story. Turns out tradition only applies when we're the ones paying. I've been with my husband nearly 6 years and married for almost 3. Our entire relationship, family birthday dinners with my in-laws have always been a mess. They never decide where to go or what time until the very last minute. Sometimes they even change the location or time of day, so even reservations can become useless because you need most of the party present. People are typically late, not 15 to 20 minutes, sometimes even an hour, and thus have others waiting to start eating. Typically, what would happen is everyone splits the check in whatever way so the birthday human doesn't have to pay for their meal. No one ever says, "Hey everyone, we're splitting the check evenly no matter what," or "pay for yourself and a little extra for the birthday person." Nothing, just left to figure it out at the end of the night. They'll offer to share, I think in hopes that it makes it more attractive to share the bill. We were once asked to pay $60 each on an approximately $300 bill when all we ordered was 2 $15 meals and water, while everyone else went ham and bought whatever they wanted plus alcohol. When they asked what we were doing birthday dinner-wise for my husband, and we picked a restaurant and it was a great meal, my husband ordered a couple of appetizers to share with the table, which everyone partook in. When the bill came, my brother-in-law said, "Let's see how much we pay to maybe you guys don't pay." I was flabbergasted all of a sudden. It was "we will see" and not automatic. We ended up paying our entire bill, including apps and drinks. I was really upset because time and time we've paid more than our fair share, but when it was our turn, no one was willing to follow tradition. When my sister-in-law's birthday dinner came along, we decided to only pay what we ordered and let them figure out the rest. My in-laws were not ordering alcohol and meals, but also a bottle of sparkling water, which I've never seen them do in the years I've known them. We took the tablet when we were done eating and chatting, paid for our meals plus tip, and left. I'm so glad we decided that's how we'll handle these dinners from now on. So much annoying stress removed. And when the fam complains about losing you as their dinner funding source, just tell them you were also surprised at their breaking tradition 2 dinners ago. But you adjusted and decided to proceed accordingly going forward. And our last story. Now your family's island belongs to me. Sure, Karen. My friend's brother went through a brutal divorce last year, the kind that scorches everything in its path. His now ex-wife wasn't just interested in parting ways, she was trying to grab everything she possibly could on the way out. One of the biggest things she set her sights on was the family's cabin, though cabin doesn't really do it justice. This place is more like a luxury lodge. It's a 5,000 square foot property sitting on a private island in Canada, surrounded by nothing but pine trees, water, and decades of family memories. It had been in their family for over 4 generations. The grandfather, who passed away a few years ago, had received multiple private offers for it, each well over $3 million. He rejected every single one. The place wasn't for sale, period. After he passed, the cabin was inherited jointly by my friend, her brother, and their other sibling, each of them getting a 1/3 share. It was a fair split, and they all agreed they wanted to keep it in the family, even if it meant coordinating holidays or maintenance responsibilities. But then came the divorce, and the ex-wife decided she was entitled to part of that legacy. Specifically, she claimed she had a right to half of her soon-to-be ex-husband's third, which would give her 1/6 of the cabin. And that, she insisted, meant she had the right to force a sale if the others couldn't buy her out. No one in the family had a spare $500,000 lying around, so the threat was real. They tried to offer her a compromise, since she wanted access. They proposed she have usage rights instead of actual ownership, something along the lines of being able to visit the cabin for a certain number of days per year, like timeshare access without disrupting the family structure. She refused. It was clear she wasn't interested in compromise. She wanted leverage. Her real goal seemed to be forcing them into a corner, hoping they'd cave and sell the place just to be rid of her. That's when their longtime family friend, who also happened to be their lawyer, stepped in. He went back through the grandfather's will, looking to confirm all the legal documentation, and that's when he discovered something surprising. Apparently, the grandfather had updated the will before he passed and had made a very intentional change. Instead of giving the divorcing brother 1/3 of the cabin island, he had left him a different piece of property, a smaller, rocky island nearby. Completely undeveloped, no cabin, no plumbing, no electricity, just some gravel, bushes, and a few seagulls. Legally, that's what the brother owned. So they decided to use that little twist to their advantage. The family drafted an agreement offering the ex-wife 75% usage rights for the next 25 years on the island, and they used the full legal name of the small rocky island in the paperwork. She didn't notice. In fact, she countered with her own conditions. She wanted the right to choose her weekends and rent it out for extra income. They said yes to everything. Her new boyfriend, from what they heard, was especially excited to enjoy the cabin life. They even mailed her a key, except it was just a key to a padlock on a dock storage box and added a floaty keychain to make it look like boat access was included. Everything was set. Her first designated weekend was a long holiday weekend. She loaded up her car with supplies, gathered her boyfriend and a few family members, and drove several hours to the area. A local boat service hired by the family ferried them to her island. When they stepped off the boat, they were greeted not by a luxury cabin, but by rocks. Just rocks, not even a tent. No outhouse, no running water, just exposed shoreline and a few scrubby trees. Waiting there to meet them, my friend's dad and the family lawyer sitting in folding chairs with a printed copy of the agreement. They explained calmly and professionally that this was the property she'd agreed to use for the next 25 years. Everything was completely legal. Her reaction was not calm. She screamed, her boyfriend yelled, the lawyer reminded her she had signed the agreement herself. They were stuck there for hours until a boat came back. Completely humiliated, she tried to sue again, this time claiming the will had been forged or tampered with. But when her own lawyer reviewed the situation, they dropped the case before it ever made it to court. It was all designed to let her humiliate herself. And oh boy, did she ever. It was all designed to let her humiliate herself, and oh boy, did she ever. The image of her showing up with a full entourage expecting a luxury cabin only to find literal rocks is beautiful. This story proves that sometimes the best revenge isn't anger or confrontation, it's letting entitled people walk face first into the consequences of their own greed. Hey guys, thank you all for watching the video. I'll see you in the next one.